Maria Imp. I am going to call the Monday, March 27th, 2023 meeting of the Franklin Public Library Board of Trustees meeting to order. I'm going to go down and take attendance here. Anne Marie Klepgia.
Present.
Judy Williams-Kalaki. Here. Mike Karolevitz.
Present.
Judy Williams-Kalaki. Here. Mike Karolevitz is not here yet. Anybody hear from him? No? Okay. Terry Barris.
Here.
Annalee Bennon is excused. Alan Alexandrovich.
Here.
Doris Weber.
Here.
And Alderperson Kristen Wilhelm is excused.
Here.
And Alderperson Kristen Wilhelm is excused. So
But Mike said
he would be
he'd
here.
be here.
Yes, yep. Sometimes he's probably in Phaedra, waiting for all of us.
Wondering why the room
Wondering
got
why.
set up.
Exactly. Okay, so no visitors, no approve the minutes. I just want to let you know, you saw in your packet that Carrie is hoping to give us a tour of the Create Space after this meeting for whoever wants to stay for that. So we'll try to make the rest of this meeting quick so we can do that.
It's okay if we have one kick crumbs off.
Exactly. All right, Alan, oh, no, wait. First, we're going to approve the minutes from the February 27th meeting. And those were on pages 3 and 4 of your packet.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Doris and Alan, any other questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed or abstained? Let's just make sure we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, we have enough to do that. Okay. Yeah, we have enough to do that. Okay. Now, take it away, Alan, to
Approval of the
vouchers.
vouchers, so he doesn't forget.
Right.
I looked through Fund 15 vouchers. There was, well, the only thing that was a little out of the ordinary was the Zim heater. Otherwise, everything else is pretty normal. So I'm looking for a motion to approve $14,016.91
motion.
of invoices for Fund 15.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed or abstentions? Okay.
Looking at Fund 16, there was nothing really out of the ordinary. So I'm looking for a motion to approve worth of invoices for Fund 16.
I so move.
Manny? Do I have a second?
Second.
Terry? Any other questions, comments on those? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed or abstained? Okay, motion carries.
Then, moving along to the financial statements. It was interesting that in these first couple months, there were several large expenditures which
Right.
were annual kind of things, so I tried to
Right.
point that out.
Mhm.
Told Jennifer that I was gonna get cute with a acronym and call them same as last year, or Sally.
Oh.
Clever.
There
And then
you
I
go.
decided, no, let's keep it professional. February 16.16% of the year, 16.16% of the year, 95.16% of the budget is in, with net investment earnings at 141.67% of budget. Our expenditures were only 17.45% of budget. That's higher than the yearly amount, but again, those annual items are some big
True.
ones, like
Yeah.
Mifflin, and so that,
And the ebooks, yeah.
that threw some things off. From the percentage standpoint, but everything is as you would have expected.
What doubled those subscriptions and what subscriptions are we
Yeah, that
talking?
Yeah, I looked that up. Hoopla, we didn't have to pay last year because Nicholas covered it,
Oh, that's right.
but we have to pay it this year, so
Okay.
that did it. And
Yep.
then I did, and because Alan questioned the Fund 16, oh, you're not there yet.
Yeah, we're good enough.
Yeah, I realized that we were paying the Journal Sentinel subscription out of Fund 16. Realized that we were paying the Journal Sentinel subscription out of Fund 16. We should have been paying it out of Fund 15.
Okay.
So that'll get corrected.
So
Okay.
everything's kind of normal. Fund 16, revenue 23% of the budget, and interest on investment, 220% of the budget. 20% of the budget. That's crazy. Something's gonna happen there.
What are we investing in?
Yeah,
legal?
share.
Well, don't forget, it's of the budget. Maybe the budget was just under. Where it
True.
should be.
Gotcha.
Total expenditures, 23.19% of budget. Again, a little high compared to where we are in the year, but we have those items that were larger, like the furniture and the conference, subscriptions. Otherwise, things are pretty much. The monthly financials, if there's any questions on it, otherwise I'm not gonna go through it, looking at the month by month, because I made the comparison to last year and brought up a few comments there. On the questions, anybody see anything that,
So in Fund 15, equipment maintenance, was that because of this boiler repair? It's like
No, that's,
84%, is that a contract?
That's a one-time, yeah, that's a
okay.
one-time contract.
Service
payment.
contract, that's what I was wondering. And then this is just, yep,
okay, it's under equipment maintenance, but it's a service contract? Don't we have service contracts
It's
somewhere?
actually under contractual services and then equipment maintenance.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's,
Oh,
so it's a
Thank you.
three, the bibliotheque is a self-check and RFID.
Yes.
And RFID
Yes.
maintenance agreement.
What is under Fund 16? Well, any other questions under Fund 15?
Weren't, now I'm not seeing where I found it. When I went through earlier, I thought like cleaning supplies looked crazy this.
Janitorial supplies, no, they're,
I don't think it was janitorial. It was, something was like way higher.
well, it wouldn't be cleaning because. Exactly.
It was not janitorial supplies because that's empty there. Okay.
Was it in here? Was it in the, or was it,
No,
because got a good deal on hand washing soap.
Oh,
Cause I
wow.
get a good deal, so he bought, like, he told me a year and a half's worth.
maybe
of-
that's,
Or it's,
but when did he get it? 'Cause
yeah, that
Couple
was,
weeks ago.
yeah, see, a couple weeks ago, that's gonna show up in
Hasn't
March.
trickled
That-
in.
yeah,
into
that
the
wouldn't
area.
have been in here yet. It was something that was like way different, but now I
You don't
can't
remember
find
the,
it, yeah, so.
okay,
If I go through and looking at what percentages are kinda crazy,
right.
I'm just not seeing anything jump off.
I have a general question, and I know you've probably answered this before. There is one, no, I don't see it. Great, Doris, now we both
Sorry.
can't see it.
Oh, see here, I found it, janitorial supplies,
Under 15 or 16?
Fund
Yeah,
15.
okay. Is it,
Like January it was 15 and now it's 915. Under
I need some,
15. Under,
some of that is a
on page
little,
7,
some of that
okay,
does, on page 7.
yeah, so that's
Oh,
way,
you're looking at the computer page.
yeah,
Oh, at Allen's, okay,
Oh, is that my thing?
yeah,
Oh, is that my thing?
yeah. Fund 15, it was 930 is the total.
yeah,
Oh, because you're saying January. Well, I mean, a lot of it is just when Bob
with
orders.
purchasing,
okay.
yeah.
So
These
like,
aren't going to be the same every month,
they're not gonna, it's not gonna be, the same because we run out,
same every month.
they're not gonna, it's not gonna be, the same because we run out of toilet paper and Bob orders a whole
So then he just does
shipment of
one big
toilet-
order?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, when you look at what percent it is of the budget, it's It's under the 16.16.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah,
Miscellaneous revenue, what is included in that? Is that like coffee? Or like, no?
Well,
That's
that's
said
reimbursements. Isn't it?
reimbursement.
Oh,
That's from the foundation.
Yeah, I brought that up
gotcha.
last.
I get you label that.
And that's fine.
No, okay. Where's the money from?
The foundation.
Yeah, okay, sounds good.
Well, we know you look at it every month.
Yeah. Okay, the credit card summary, again, nothing out of the norm. Library materials were a little higher, but we run a lot of through there, so we get the,
Yeah, I was actually
Rebate.
pretty impressed by the sales too.
The library materials was high because some of our, annual passes are coming due.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Those are, okay.
oh, that's right, the $1,000 for the Zoological Society?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, the $1,000 for the Zoological Society?
Yeah, Zoo and Betty Bryn.
Mm-hmm.
That,
I have a question about that just suddenly, because I'm not real up on this. Is the public museum gonna close while they build, or are they gonna remain open and then just close for a short period of time? Does anyone know?
I
when
believe they're
moving?
closing for a short
Short period of time when they move, okay. All right.
when
I
is
would-
that supposed to happen?
Oh, it's not for
I just-
a couple years, I
we
think,
should-
so.
2026
I would
is
hope they
the
would not
target.
require us to purchase a pass, or they prorate.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's really
They made it so expensive for us. We'd have
Okay.
to buy an annual membership and pay for each person who went through.
Oh, my, okay, no.
I said no.
They're one of the least giving, like when it comes to passes
Yeah.
and stuff. They're more expensive.
Well, they almost went bankrupt, that's why.
Yes,
Oh,
yeah,
that would make sense.
and they are building them,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay,
Exactly.
that ends
And
my
Dave.
report.
Did you wanna talk about
Did you wanna
the-
talk about the, oops, sorry,
About the who?
the finance committee meeting, which is the next item?
No, that was boring. It was actually rather good. It was actually a rather good conversation.
Good.
We met, we discussed the library budget and strategies. A lot of that circled around the buildings and materials, what we were gonna be doing here,
Right, capital stuff.
capital stuff. And we started looking out into the future and what things are coming up, even into 2028, and then we backed off and got into, basically, we can't get any numbers on payroll, which is 70% of our costs, and we don't know how inflation's gonna affect a lot of things,
Right.
what's gonna happen with the election,
Yeah.
are we gonna have the same people? I think we're gonna have different aldermen for sure,
Yeah.
library, and I think we're in a wait and see pattern right now.
One thing that did come up in conversation, though, that we really were interested in, and it's come up in board meetings before, is, okay, can we find out from the city what's ours and what's theirs? You know, we have an idea, it's like, oh, we think we should be definitive on that. So we asked Jennifer to get together with Steve and see if there isn't something that is either knowable or where do we need to go next for this? Because especially as we're talking about, okay, if we have to spend money out of the fund balance, okay, how much are we gonna have to spend? Because we're gonna have to spend. Because if we don't have to spend money on this because the city covers that, well, good. Then we know that our fund balance is gonna last a little bit longer.
Right.
And here at the table, they would have some background on these kinds of issues. It's kind of a broad area, but this thing about, it's kind of a broad area, but this thing about, if you're doing a budget, and these questions come up about, well, whose part of the budget is such and such really, which is what we're trying to do here. Just, does anyone have expertise, someone who has expertise, yeah.
I would think it had to have been all written out when this building was built and initially moved in, or it should have been. I mean,
The agreement?
yeah, it should have been,
There
but
should
then
be
did
some
it just get,
documents.
I'm sure there was at a time. Or it should have, a little mucky. The
Wonder if
last-
Dennis would know?
I can ask Dennis, but I could also reach out to Steve Heiser and see.
Wouldn't they have had, well, like, would the city and the library have had to submit something to the state with that kind of detail in it? Or does that not really,
I don't know if that does.
that
I have-
does, or does that not really,
I don't know if that does.
that
I have-
does, okay,
But I could ask Steve Heiser what
right.
common practice is.
There had to be
Okay.
some kind of
There's gotta be
contract.
something.
The only
of
one
some
I know
sort.
of is the one where it says if we go below 100,000, we can't go below 100,000. in
But
our
I
fund
agree, there
balance.
probably was something at the very beginning, so.
And with the building, this is,
In
But
our
I
fund
agree, there
balance.
probably was something at the very beginning, so.
and with the building, this is the first library building separate from City
Right.
Hall.
Right.
And it's not gonna have any maintenance problems in the first year or two, hopefully, because it's a brand new building. So it may have just slipped through the cracks.
Or just never was talked about.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
And then it just never got done.
Right,
Well, now's a good time to be talking about it, though.
Right.
right.
Because some
right.
stuff is
Definitely.
coming due.
And they're standalone libraries, so I'm assuming some of them have some kind of experience about that. So it might
Right.
be another resource.
That's nice if every community worked the same.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right,
So while you may go to some other place or 3 or 4 other places of, you know, how the community goes about doing things with that from the city, so.
I mean, we may find that mayor now says one thing, and if
That was
Yeah, but
another
we get a
reason why we
different-
thought it would be really good to get together with Steve before the election to find out what his thoughts were.
Even if there's differences, that might be a basis to say, this library did things this way, this library did it that way, which one is more comparable to
It-
ours?
it-
with
It's a
facility?
starting point to
Yeah.
talk.
sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Is it possible to like put a stake in the ground and say we want an answer by such and such a time? Because we keep talking about it and we don't do anything.
Would Colin be of any help for us, Terry?
What's that?
Colin, the organization that you're with, of these
Yeah,
libraries,
actually.
can,
Yeah, run that question around for people. Is there, we toured new libraries, well, before the pandemic. We would tour new libraries and then pandemic, we would tour new libraries and then some discussion at least about how it was financed and so forth. And it did vary a lot, yeah, sometimes it would be some big local donor who would do it, and sometimes not. Or it'd be something that, well, we had to settle for this, so, kind of range.
it's kind of like,
Well, we had to settle for this, so, kind of range.
it's kind of like maintenance things, okay, if a boiler goes, if the parking lot needs to be done.
As
Who,
opposed to like
who,
the
who
collection or
who
something.
pays for it, yeah.
Inside versus outside or whatever. Else from your meeting? No? Okay.
Do we want to put some kind of deadline on this? Do we want to put it in a quarter of a goal? Because if we don't, we know that it'll just keep getting brought up and not done.
Right.
Well, if we're gonna, talking about speaking with Steve Olson, we gotta,
Yeah, Jennifer and I talked about that at the agenda meeting, that I don't know what the possibility would be to,
But what about the city attorney?
well, I made
I feel
myself
like
a note
Wilson's
that
got
I was
a
just,
little bit on his plate
I
right
was gonna
now.
say, he probably is gonna be a little, I'm sure everybody's coming to him with, I'm sure everybody's coming to him with
Right.
last minute things.
but if it was it should be a public document, right?
Yeah,
It should
city
be a
attorney.
record, so I was just gonna walk into the clerk's office and say. So I made myself a note.
Okay.
In the next few days, I will attempt to do that.
Perfect,
Made myself a note.
Okay.
In the next few days, I will attempt to do that.
perfect.
I better give myself a week goal, though, not a couple days.
And if you do
To
it
be
in 3
realistic.
days, then you beat the target, right?
Right, exactly.
Well, and then why don't we give
An
ourselves
update next
Yeah,
month,
an
for sure, an update, and Terry, you have another update next month.
Yeah, an
For sure, an update, and Terry, you have another colon meeting before next month, correct? So
So
maybe
you
you
could
could
give
run
us
it
an
around your
update.
meeting, and Jennifer, if you wanna
And
ask
then
a few.
from there, maybe we should try, if it isn't, then let's set ourselves the board a goal. We should try, if it isn't, then let's set ourselves the board a goal to
Sure.
try to see what
If
our
we-
next steps would be.
And even piggybacking off of stuff that we've had in conversation where Alan said, well, point of view is that if it's building, they take care of it, throw it in their lap and see what happens. We're almost like in a negotiation here where,
Right,
you know,
yeah.
it's like, this is what we feel we should pay for. So prove to me that
This is not,
we should pay for this when we don't think we should.
right, yeah.
Well, we still have time before.
How do we plan for the budget, especially with we're 21, 22 years now? I mean,
Mhm.
a lot of stuff's gonna be breaking, it already is, so
Yeah.
knocking, is the table real? Is the table real? Mine in real wood.
Don't
It's
knock
got
too
this
hard,
table.
it might break.
No, I don't think it is.
It's okay, with me veneer.
Yeah.
Underneath
Sure
you
it
can
is.
feel it.
Right, right.
Gotta wrap it around.
There you go. All righty. Anything else? There you go. All righty. Anything else for the finance person here? Then we will move on to the business section of the agenda.
Did we approve both those? Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we don't approve minutes for the committees.
No, no,
Oh,
I'm sorry, did we approve both?
Yeah.
Okay,
It was unanimous.
we just did it quick, so.
Yes.
Okay.
To go back.
Yes,
The Poland meetings are every other month.
yes.
So the first one, next upcoming one is in May.
Oh, okay, so there won't be one before our next meeting.
Right.
Okay. You can wait for the next meeting. Okay, the first item under business is the approval of our bylaws, which we have read, reread, changed,
Had officially
updated,
emailed.
reread, officially emailed. So, one last to approve the
I so moved.
Annie.
There's
Second.
one, there's
Whoops.
one issue.
Okay,
Alan pointed out to me that I missed, this.
okay, so all you have to do is amend your motion to, as, what would you say, a little correction? A
To
correction?
remove the,
Well, just,
To remove,
what
on
page are you on?
page 19,
Under library director,
okay.
I
Oh,
missed that.
that and that has lines through it.
You looked at it too many times.
So you, did you amend your motion, Annie?
that's a typo.
Right.
So it needs an
Well-
amendment for a typo?
Your motion, Annie?
That's a typo. So
Right.
it needs an
Well-
amendment for a typo?
Because what she mailed us was different from that. It had the word "and" in there.
Oh, okay, I make a motion that we, accept the changes with the word "and" removed from the last paragraph of page 19. Moved from the last paragraph of page 19.
Second.
Mike, seconds? Going once, going twice, all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed or abstained? Motion carries. Agenda item B is another simple motion, can do before our board meeting, so we just need a across-the-board, motion to approve that before our, whenever it
I
comes
make
to
a motion.
Doris, and I will second it. Any questions about that? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed or abstentions? Motion carries. We have 3 separate agenda items for 3 separate items regarding moving funds from 16 to 15. No, I'm sorry. I'll read them before we get. Some of these new Create Space materials that Carrie wants, and this is perfect use of those funds that we always talk about, that we have, that have been donated, that we want to spend them on things. So she did an awesome job outlining in her memo what she would like to use them for. The motions, does anybody have any questions for Jennifer about what, and Jennifer may not have details herself, but about what she's asking for, or?
I think there's just one typo in there. It says 2 chairs for video games area,
Yeah,
$2,000 to $400.
Gotcha.
That
So I
was
think it was
Carrie,
just
I did
$200
ask
a chair,
Carrie.
$400 for 2 of them.
Carrie said, no, Carrie,
Because
Carrie,
there's
I did ask
$200 a chair,
Carrie.
$400 for 2 of them.
Carrie said, no, Carrie said she could go big and get gaming chairs.
Oh,
or
Or
that she could just get chairs like we have.
Is she
the
asking
office
us to make
chairs.
that decision, or?
Probably, I mean,
Oh. Well,
So I said to her,
can we
well,
just trust her?
yeah, I said to her,
Can we
well,
just trust her?
yeah, I said to her, let's see, let's look in here.
Yep.
Can you do it with $1,000? And she said, yes.
Oh,
And I
so
said,
letter
so
D
that's,
there? That's, okay.
so that's what I went with. So I did bring it down, because I'm like, 2,000 for video game chairs is a bit, yeah.
I have a comment on the third item.
Okay.
Because we've always talked about you can spend fund balance on capital items and library supplies, which is books.
Materials, furniture, supplies, okay.
Last item here, additional create
Okay,
space supplies.
supplies.
Is
That's
that
the
really good?
rugs.
That is the rugs? Well, that's,
Okay, that's.
yeah.
Because
That's
I
good.
didn't know where to put
Where to put
rugs.
it.
Well, I just didn't
Yeah.
know if that was gonna be like papers and pens and stuff. and
No,
then-
Yeah,
no,
and then
shouldn't
might
have done.
have, okay.
Okay, good.
So, here we go. So,
No,
and then might
no.
have, okay.
Okay, good.
So, here we go. So, any other questions about the Create Space requests? So they're broken into 3 categories. So, I need a motion to amend the 2023 budget to move $2,500 from Fund 16 fund balance to 2023 GL number 16.0511.5816 for the purpose of funding additional Create Space materials. Any questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed or abstentions? Okay. Agenda item D. I need a motion for the budget amendment for the 2023 Fund 16 budget, moving $1,000 from Fund 16 fund balance to 2020 GL 16.0511.5812 for the purpose of funding Create Space furniture.
So moved.
Alan?
I second.
Doris? Any of the comments, questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any, nays or abstentions? Okay, so moved. And then finally, I need a motion for a budget amendment for the 2023 Fund 16 budget, moving $550 from Fund 16, moving $550 from Fund 16 fund balance to 2023 General Ledger number 16.0511.2329 for the purpose of funding additional Create Space supplies.
5329.
What did I say?
2329.
I'm sorry.
5329.
What did I say?
2329.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'll reread it.
Nope,
Okay,
with that.
5329.
Okay.
Yep.
So moved.
Alan, and I will second it. Questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Or abstentions? Motion carries. Thank you. She's super excited. I just have to admit, the fact that they're adding the tot space is super exciting because I know kids that, or people that bring their little kids besides you. And they are gonna be super excited. So, alrighty, that was requested by Mike to discuss some programming for older adults. Mike, do you wanna take it away?
Sure. And where this came from was just a conversation that my wife and I had when we were out for a walk, and she was talking about a friend of hers whose husband had developed some health issues, and you know, you wonder, not only from an advocacy standpoint, but where does someone go for information on certain things?
Sure.
Right? Like, how do I prepare for this, or how do, you know, caring, or whatever. Not that we're looking to get into the medical business, but just, you know, or whatever. Not that we're looking to get into the medical business, but just, you know, is there a way that we can become a conduit for information getting from people to other folks? Okay, so I sent an email to Maria, and I said, you know, I'd like to at least have some discussion on how the library might play into this. And I said that I would do a little bit of research I just have a half sheet, I kind of summarized some things that I found in taking a look at the Franklin's Health Department website, which is a really, really good website, that they provide. So, just in general, staffing, they got 4 RNs, a public health specialist, the Drug-Free Community Coalition coordinator, 2 environmental health specialists, and the director. Hours of operation, so if people have questions, they can get in touch with. Thing that I found really interesting is that they have a link on their website to immunization registry. So if you want to know, okay, am I up to date on my immunizations? You can go out there, and then also in the immunization record, it says, okay, here's recommended. You didn't get your flu shot, these vaccines, things like that. They also have some programs and classes. Now, there was a difference between things that I found when I pulled off of here as far as adult wellness workshops and speaker sessions. They have 4 things listed here, but they only had 2 things listed out on their website as far as the programs and classes. So, I mean, a little bit of a disconnect there. But they also they did a report in 2015, and then, looking forward as far as how many, what's going to be happening for 3 years, and they made goals for themselves and what they were going to do to deal with mental health and other things. And they were going to be doing another one coming up. So they have like early this year, there's supposed to be another report on, they surveyed, they came out, so there's a lot of really good research on nutrition, mental health, things like that. So that, along with what I have on the bottom with the Milwaukee County Health and Human Services website, has different programs with Dementia 101. So there's lots of resources out there. I wanted to get in touch with the health department to find out, besides things like the trunk and treat and other things, how do they conduct their things, and is there something that the library could do either from a location to have what are their plans for programs, and is there a way that we can act as a way to help communicate those things? Because I personally don't know how people in the community find out about these things. Right. There isn't like a regular thing that goes out, whereas we have a newsletter that goes. Jennifer,
sorry, doesn't their stuff come on the Franklin newsletter?
Yeah.
It does.
5 times a year?
That's, and it's like us, we can't put everything in there.
So,
but,
you're
it
right,
is, yeah.
they might have that, but, being able to have stuff so that people would know, okay, if I want to find out what's going on in different places, one of the places I can go to is here. Now, what do we want to bite off? So I'm just kind of bringing it up as, is this something that the library can do as a community center, like everybody says?
We did, prior to COVID, we had their health programs over here. So we provided them with a Phaedro room.
Yes.
We also added their program, when we hosted them, we
Right.
put them on our calendar. We host the health fair every fall.
We're here at National Night Out and
like Mike said, trunk or treat.
yeah.
We did host Stepping Up, but for some reason they moved that back over to City Hall, and I think that was a schedule having in there.
Yeah, and maybe it's something they could very easily do it in that.
Well, I was gonna say they
Area.
should.
That's
Didn't
where
they
they-
remodel everything?
That's where they do it. They do it in
Yeah.
that health wing. I do have a call in to Carol Sabilski, because when I saw her in the hallway, maybe 3 weeks ago, I asked her if she was planning on starting up the health programs again. Because I know those were popular.
Right.
They always had like 70 to 100 people.
So just
Those.
reminding them that they can use
Mhm.
our facilities and our rooms.
And they,
They're a
you know,
city
it's-
entity, so don't they get, I just looked at that.
They-
They're a
you know,
city
it's-
entity, so don't they get, I just looked at that policy. Yeah. yesterday.
preference, yeah.
Yeah, preference or for
Yeah, and
free
we-
or
yeah,
something, I don't know.
We never charge them for
Right,
any
they're
of the
not
things they
charged for,
have.
yeah.
So, and I haven't heard back, because she works Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so I have not heard back from her. I'm sure I'll hear from her tomorrow. But, I mean, we can go back again here.
And I'm
I
just
don't know if
curious,
that
this
addresses
latest
everything.
report that they're coming out with on the, the state of the health in Franklin or
Right.
whatever, is there anything that they're intending on doing that the community ought to know about that we can help with, if that's something that, we decide that we want to do?
Well, and I just picked this up too, the memory screens and hearing, or
The
was that the
county-
health, the county did that?
Milwaukee County Department of Aging does the hearing, no,
The memory,
the memory screens.
somebody did
And
hearing
then
screenings.
I arranged with, Hearing Life to do the
Yeah.
hearing screens, although they can't see, but they can just do the
Sure.
hearing screens and
And
let people know.
ARP just coming up here is doing enrollment planning, so they're doing 3 programs here, so,
Well, and we
But
have
I
our
think what
own
Mike-
programs too that
but I,
are.
right, but I think what Mike is asking too, and correct me if I'm wrong, is how can we be more of a hub of communication so people know about these things even if we're not do or,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it that we
Yeah.
feel that where we could help with the communication if,
We need
So-
to update our website. We need a better
so
website.
if the health department says, we do this, because in that report they had, okay, in 2022, we did this many of this and this
Right,
many of
right.
this. We did this many of this and this
Right,
many of
right.
this. With the expectation being a community the size of Franklin, that there would be more folks. Like especially if you're talking about a community that, skews a little bit older in general.
Right.
Are there some things that you would want to make sure that we're being pushed forward? And if you want to make sure that we're being pushed forward, and if there's something we can do to help, not necessarily drive, but something we can do to help, how can we do that? Whether it's information or facilities or.
It would be nice
whatever.
if this community all started supporting each other a little bit more.
well, or it would be nice if links from the library to the other community
Right.
organizations and vice versa.
Right.
If all of us were linked
Is that what you were
better.
thinking?
I was kind of excited a few years ago, if you remember, I met with the Engage
Yes.
Engage Franklin
Yes.
coordinator,
This new.
who lasted about 4 months.
Gotcha. I was
And
wondering-
I don't know what's going, we could look and see what's going on in the city. So it'd be library,
Yeah,
um,
okay, yeah.
health
The
department.
City
I mean, if
Hall.
we were
City
gonna
Hall,
try to
yeah.
host that stuff, we would need
Oh, yeah.
a different website. Like,
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it would be, our calendar would be so cluttered
Sure,
that people
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to find.
find
Our
library.
Library stuff.
we're gonna try to
Yeah.
host that stuff, we would need
Oh, yeah.
a different website. Like,
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it would be, our calendar would be so cluttered
Sure,
that people
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to find.
find
Our
library.
Library stuff
yeah,
on
our calendar already is a little. Our website already needs some.
Well, the calendar part I did look into, like doing something with, but it was like,
Sure,
that people
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to find.
find
Our
library.
Library stuff
yeah,
on.
our calendar already is a little. Our website already needs some.
Well, the calendar part I did look into, like doing something with, but it was like thousands of dollars, which I do have in the capital improvement plan.
Right.
So we could look at that next year.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, there might not be an easy decide tonight, whatever, this is more of a
Well, let
throwing
me
out
talk with
ideas
Carol.
kind of.
Let me talk with
Yeah,
Carol
connect
and then
with
come.
her and see what her
Yeah.
thoughts are.
She's always been the nurse who worked with the
The
older
older adults.
population.
We could definitely put on our current website
I asked
to
Jennifer
the.
about that. We would have to pay to have our website redesigned.
No, not a redesign, just
Or to
something
add
already, like where we have already other things, just like how we have like, we already have things, you could
Gotcha.
almost just add
Add
another
in.
little icon that was like the health department, or add another tab. You know, what's a
Well, we
city,
wanna
the
add
city
another
Franklin.
tab. We wanna add another tab for Create Space.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
okay, that would be a
Um,
lot of tabs then.
could
Up
look
in
at-
here,
Resources.
where these are all the links for your social medias and stuff, you could put City of Franklin and just have that be one with the city logo, and just have that go to the city's page.
And then
Which
they
a
can
lot
get-
of our
they
stuff
can get
goes to the
stuff.
city's page already anyhow, doesn't it? Like a
No.
lot of, don't we
I
link
mean-
to the city's page already anyhow, doesn't it? Like a
No.
lot of, don't we
I
link to
mean,
the
yeah, under
minutes and,
we
Not
link to the library minutes.
library
But if
minutes,
you
no.
go to there's a link to the city.
like when you
and
click on
when you
things?
click on resources and then go to,
Yeah, so maybe just putting the icon at the top that would, yeah, so maybe just putting the icon at the top that would be like an easier link.
might have to get rid of another icon.
What is the print one? Mobile printing?
Yeah,
With our,
so people can print our copy.
strategic plan.
Oh. I'll look
You
at
know,
this a little
coming-
bit more and
I
then
don't know what
press
to call
rate.
it.
No,
Well, and maybe
We
that's
could.
something with,
We could,
the-
yeah.
you know, after
a-
election goes on and things like that, if that can be brought up in front of the city to say,
Right.
okay, as a city,
right.
how can we have all these different entities, regardless of where you start your search? I always go to the Franklin Public Library site, oh, I can get to
Right,
this here
right.
from that.
Right,
You know, that you make it easy for people to be able to navigate and get
Right.
from one place to the next.
Are they under
Can you do that on the
interesting
city's
links?
website?
that I don't know.
so all, the library has its own space, but then it's all under the city.
Oh,
But the
you-
library
to
has
get to the
its
library,
own-
you go first to the city website and then
But
connect.
you can also get to the
Get to-
library on its own.
Yeah, but is there a link to the library on the city's?
I'm looking,
Yes, it is.
There is?
If you go under departments,
yeah,
Usually
it's
just
under
click on
department.
I
tabs.
don't see a link underneath resources on ours, but we could, that would be where you would put it.
I thought we had it
I see books and
Something
more
like business
databases.
resources?
on here. Not under business. I thought we had.
It's under departments, you go to library.
Okay,
Oh,
On the city,
Oh, on
It's under departments, you go to library.
okay.
oh,
on the city.
oh, on the
city
city
website.
ones.
Under resources, oops,
Bingo, there you go.
yep,
And then you can get to the main website from there.
see it under business resources.
It wouldn't be under,
See it under business resources.
it wouldn't be under business. I thought it was under
Anyway,
interesting links, maybe.
There's a lot of them on there. But I would put it underneath there, but then just add City of Franklin or City Health Department or however you wanted to create City of Franklin
Right,
just to their direct website because you can get to the health department through there. But if it just said City of Franklin, then it would be easiest to find and know what is underneath there. But I think under resources, that would make the. And then we can also say here we're advertising right in the middle of our website.
mm-hmm,
We're trying to be community orientated. It'd be,
Now, if I just add a link under databases, that's
Mhm.
easy for me to do. I don't have to pay link under databases. That's
Mhm.
easy for me to do. I don't have to pay for that.
or under
Right.
resources.
Or under, yeah, are you talking about actually making a separate, like under resources having?
mm-hmm.
A link
That
to
is
the
You
gonna
city.
have
cost
to pay
us
for one
money.
more.
But I will look into it. It might not be a huge amount of money.
Yeah,
So
Okay.
I'll email,
Okay.
I'll email Heidi at,
yeah.
Otherwise,
I think a link
just
to the city
see
would
how
be-
much it is, otherwise just put it underneath,
It's not really a database though.
well, I was gonna say interesting links for now, or.
well, I'll find out how much it would cost.
Yeah,
I'll
find out
how
how much it would cost.
Okay.
We gotta
We
redo
need-
that.
Yeah.
you know,
It
it's-
got
it's-
me to thinking that we almost need an agenda item every month for great ideas from board members. So that if anybody ever has great ideas, we can have a spot where we can bring it up, but never hesitate to bring it up to Jennifer and myself, and we'll put it on the agenda, so.
It'll be anyway, so
Absolutely.
if something pops up, not that we have to have something, but
I can put
Right.
that on next month under old business.
I was gonna
and
say,
then
why
we
don't
can-
you put it on again?
Oh, good, for seniors, that's old business.
Right.
Oh, sorry.
You can put elderly business.
That's worse, I think. Vintage business.
It's way more trendy.
All right, we are gonna move on to our policy review, to Annie's policy. Oh, I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
bedbug policy.
I put this on just for you.
What did she do now?
It's just troubling.
She doesn't
So
love this one
troubling.
ever.
Really, the only
I was gonna
page
say, I
20
didn't really see any did you make any changes?
No,
Or-
because I don't really see anything. We're just, if, we want to take a look
Just a
at it
review.
and see if there's something missing. But we
And
don't really
Annie,
do anything with the procedure,
Had
that's
to use
Nicholas.
it very recent.
Yeah,
So
within the
be
last
happy
few
we
Are
months.
you
have it.
serious?
Yeah,
So be happy
we had to
we
ban,
have,
yeah,
so
within the
be
last
happy
few
we
Are
months.
you
have it.
serious?
Yeah,
So be happy
we had to
we have
ban
it.
somebody until they got a,
Oh, God.
I know.
So-
ban
Don't go
somebody
public
until
with
that.
what? The
Until
health
Until they
department?
clear, no, until
All I
they
said
show
was
us
we had
proof
to-
that they've had their treatment done,
Was it somebody,
treatment done.
was it somebody with little kids?
No.
Oh, thank God.
Anyways, there's Jennifer did not make any changes to this policy
It's pretty basic.
because it's pretty basic and we've always used either Mickliss's or we use Mickliss's policy as.
Procedure.
So,
We're not moving to approve the budget, we're moving. Or not budget,
what is the
but
word that we've used to reapprove?
Reaffirm.
Reaffirm, okay.
Okay, I make a motion.
Second.
Doris and Alan. Any other?
You can get the Beagle anytime you want me to get it.
I wanna be here.
Okay,
Very
all in
cute.
favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed or abstain? Wow, see Annie, that was quick, nice and quick. Okay. Old business, under old business, we have the library security project. See from the, email, Jim was hoping to be here to give us that update, but he had a family emergency and could not make it. We're hoping he will be here next month, but since last meeting, and I think this is in your report, right, or did you, and I think this is in your report, right, or did you just wanna,
I think I was just gonna talk about it.
go ahead.
Or maybe I put it in the report.
You said you were
But I
gonna
can-
talk about it in your report.
Oh, okay, I covered both. Yeah, we've had several companies come through and they're making a bid for the PD.
Okay. You said you were
But I
gonna
can-
talk about it in your report.
Oh, okay,
So.
I covered both. Yeah, we've had several companies come through and they're making a bid for the PD.
Okay,
And Jim is saying that, whoever they go with the PD is most likely gonna be the one that would get the city hall and library. Go with the PD is most likely gonna be the one that would get the city hall and library project.
okay. Hey, I'm
So,
happy
because
to-
you want the system to be
All
the same.
Contiguous.
You don't wanna be doing this.
No, yeah.
Well,
So-
and if the main part of the system is paid for by the police department.
Or city,
Or
and it's
city,
cameras.
right,
Hey, if the
So
fact that they've
that's
had several
the
people
ben-
out,
yes, and it's out to bid, and I
Yep.
think, are they deciding
No,
at
that,
the,
yeah,
at
the
the
third.
next, yeah,
Mhm.
awesome. I
So-
mean, that's what we wanted, right?
Right.
Is we wanted movement, it's being
Yep.
moved, feels pretty happy with that, personally.
all right. So maybe Jim could come next month, and then if we have any other
That's
questions
what he's
for him,
hoping, cause
that's
you
what
know,
we're
he
hoping.
starts talking to me and
Yeah.
it's
Foreign
all techie
language, yeah.
stuff and I'm just like, okay.
Oh, goodness. Alrighty, and Kristen is not here, but as you all know, election day next week. So I know that I'll have a new alderman person, and in her district, there will be a new one, or her ward, whatever they call that. So, and then hopefully they'll start rebuilding the staff over there. So we'll see what happens.
Well,
Um,
the update I can tell you.
oh, okay,
That I know from City Hall is that they've interviewed people for the treasurer position.
Mm-hmm,
The city administrator, they're holding off position.
mm-hmm.
The city administrator, they're holding off because it doesn't make sense
right,
to hire somebody with one mayor and then have a potential change. So they're waiting until after the election to move forward with that.
right.
I can't wait till a new treasurer comes in and finds all us money or something.
All right, then moving on, other than
Record.
more weather decisions or updates or things like that this month, I don't really have a report or anything else going on. And then Jennifer, your report?
the plow stuff at the end of my driveway on Saturday. It was fun.
Anything you
Um,
wanna point out in particular? And you were gonna add that one other
So,
announcement.
yeah, we have Janice, who is unfortunately leaving us
Yeah.
for the most part, but she is still willing to continue doing the newsletters, because that would be the hardest thing for us to replace. We did ask for, when we posted the position for library assistant, did ask for somebody with graphic design experience, but we may not get that, and we know that, so. And we have a staff member who's gonna be taking a medical leave for about 6 weeks or so. So, it's a librarian, so there'll be a little, we've covered the shifts that we need to cover. We should invest more.
But the extra special project-y, not special project, the part of her job description that is specific may not get done as much,
Yeah.
right?
Um,
Just the way it
But it'll-
goes, yeah.
is there a reason that you haven't put it up on like any of like the regular, any of the websites or anything? Like what is it, Indeed or?
Does that
Dana
all
usually
get
does-
posted through Franklin, I think? It's
Yeah,
a city
Dana will-
worker
because it's
position,
a
tell
man
Dana.
To it. I
Oh,
can-
man, you get so many good, like, I used it once to fill a position for ABATE, and man, did we have a ton of, I mean, that's the only bad thing, is you get tons of,
Yeah.
but it's pretty
Maybe she
easy to
doesn't wanna
weed
whip-
through them though, I mean,
I may wait.
Facebook group, like, Facebook page, like, why would we not, especially if you want somebody with graphic design, you put it up on a regular,
But we don't do our
Page.
own,
Yeah, it's not an option.
it's
that
not our
stinks. Yeah,
thing, yeah.
I mean, we link to it,
right,
and I've had a couple,
right.
of people call me to ask me questions about it, so.
Okay.
It's being seen.
Mhm.
We had 4 applications as of 2 weeks ago, so. And our custodian resigned, our morning custodian resigned, just to continue our cleaning woes. But custodian resigned, just to continue our cleaning woes. But I would like, with the money we save, I would like to get the carpets clean. But we have to wait till we have the cleaning service in to like vacuum everything.
And just make sure you explain then to the staff, because we got that comment on several, that.
Oh, the cleaning
that-
carpet.
That
yeah.
the carpet replacement is on our long-range capital plan, because they, commented that we're cleaning.
Why do we keep
Why are we
cleaning
cleaning them
this
when
20
they really
years?
need to be replaced, so.
The last
But
time
so
I
just-
cleaned them was during COVID, like 2
Yeah.
years ago. It's not like.
I would say, I mean, yeah, why wouldn't you wait until winter is supposedly over?
It's always
Anyhow,
something,
the salt.
yeah. And you got the
Well,
sand,
until the
yeah.
cleaning company can
Right.
make some inroads with vacuuming all of it.
Yep.
All
So in a
right,
couple weeks, it'll be ready, yeah.
right,
So in a couple weeks, it'll be ready, yeah.
right.
Because that's April 3rd, they start?
They're starting April
That's
3rd,
next week, right?
Yeah.
Monday.
Good deal.
Woohoo.
And according to Bob, if it's like at City Hall, the owners actually came for the first couple of nights to help because you have to catch up. For the first couple of nights to help because you have to catch up.
Right.
Yeah.
And get them to a point where they can then just maintain
Right.
and do cleaning.
Okay.
Right now, they're gonna be doing some catch up. Yeah. I mean, we're actually vacuuming, so, but we can't vacuum in February.
One of those
Noticed.
writing ones.
Yeah.
Roomba.
Like that,
Yeah.
right?
Those are cheap, eh?
Oh my god.
I have a bunch of, like a
You would
fleet of
need
those
like
robots.
20 of them, yeah.
Actually, I might buy one myself for my office.
Oh, there you
That Darth Vader theme.
go. All right,
Okay, are we ready?
anything? Or-
Oh, materials locker. I noticed that you want a vinyl wrap or
Yes.
sticker. Why don't you print one?
In your create space,
We
Doris
can't do one
suggested.
large enough.
You can't do 2?
It's gonna be big.
Oh, you wanna like wrap the whole locker?
I was looking at wrapping their whole locker, it's gonna be like $800. And one side of our locker doesn't even, the brick wall,
Oh,
would just
yeah,
be
right.
looking at it. But I thought having that one side that faces Schluter Parkway,
Yeah.
but it would be a pretty big thing.
How much is it?
I guess under, or that, just that one side, a simple vinyl sticker would probably be about 250. Because I think what,
I feel like you should wrap
Do we
the
have a
front
local
too.
company that does that?
well,
in
Fast Signs
Green-
is done, well, they're in Greenfield, but Fast Signs is done, well, they're in Greenfield, but Fast Signs has done a lot of stuff for us. They did the banner.
I would wanna do
Corporate
something on the
donation.
front too. Do they have, just because as I drive past, I wouldn't necessarily know what those are. You know what I mean? Do people necessarily know what those are? You know what I mean? Do people know, like, just regular people that maybe
That's why I
don't
was hoping to put it
necessarily.
on the side and have a big, like, Franklin Public Library logo and then Smart Locker or
Yeah.
materials pickup locker or something
Right,
that would
yeah,
make.
something
Neon
legit.
sign on top of it.
Yep,
Mm.
do it all up.
Right,
that
yeah,
would make-
something
Neon
legit.
sign on top of it.
Yep,
Mm.
do it all up.
Yeah.
You and I are
You said
thinking
you wanted
along
more
the
Listen up,
lines.
right? Like visual or bedazzle it. Is that what they call it? Bedazzle.
Right, right.
Well, because I guess if you drive through and drop off books, you would pass it.
You
so
wouldn't
would
pass
still
that
see
side,
it.
but
I mean, I could,
You would pass it.
you
so
wouldn't
would
pass
still
that
see it.
side, but
I mean, I could look
you
into
could put
wrapping
an
the front,
arrow
too.
on the other side of the building and be like materials locker.
we could get the Franklin High School students to paint a mural
Oh,
on the side of
actually-
the building.
I wonder if they could
Materials
print it for
locker.
you. I wonder if they have.
We could send them a PDF or whatever Janice does.
Have you ever done any
Lots.
work with Pen and Ink? They're in the industrial park.
Oh,
Reach out to them.
There
Pen
we
and
go.
ink.
And it's Pen and Ink, like INC.
Oh,
Oh,
so
not
pen,
INC.
PEN.
Reach out to them, maybe we can get something off of them.
Okay.
Good idea. We've always used fast
Free
signs,
is
but
always
maybe
better.
we would consider using you. Nice, okay. Anything else?
Um,
You were excited.
Open
I
house?
don't, oh yeah, the open house, Create Space Open.
You were excited.
Open
I
house?
don't, oh yeah, the open house, Create Space Open House was,
It's changed though, wasn't it? I just saw on the website today. Oh,
it was supposed to be last week and Carrie wasn't here,
Second
so it's gonna be
Thursday.
next.
gotcha,
It's
okay.
gonna be this
This
Thursday.
Thursday, okay.
That's,
That's the change I saw.
and then the FPL,
Okay, that's the change I saw.
and then the FPL at a glance was really, we had a really good month. It's really picked up.
Nice, yeah, good.
Now, do you think that for the create space, like for the tool thing, that gently used tools, pipe wrenches that I don't
Right.
use? So somebody, so if we're talking about tools that we would give out that people could use, hammers, screwdrivers, any of those types of things, is that what we're thinking?
I think
Hand
she
tools?
was thinking most people would have their own hammer and all that. She was kind of going for like the,
Chainsaw?
yeah, Dremel.
And we don't have, there's not an
She
insurance
actually
issue
wants
with
to
those
get a
things?
chainsaw
My husband will be the person.
and pressure washer.
A chainsaw?
Yeah, a friend of mine just borrowed ours. That's the one thing you always
I
need
know.
to know somebody that owns a chainsaw.
So is
And you
there an
always need to know somebody
insurance
that has a
issue since
truck.
it's power tools?
A chainsaw.
So is
And you
there an
always need to know somebody
insurance
that has a
issue since
truck.
it's power tools? And
Well, that's
do we
why
have
liability
liability
releases,
agreements
right?
like?
Well, we
Oh,
wrote
for
That's
sure.
why
one
we
of
did
those.
the liability
Yeah,
Yeah.
we wrote that.
waiver, yeah. And I had the city attorney look
Good,
it over.
okay, perfect,
But the reason for bringing it up is,
Attorney looked
good,
it over.
okay, perfect.
but the reason for bringing it up is, let's say that you may have something that's in good shape
Right.
that you'd be willing to donate to the
Oh, yeah.
library. You could do something like, put something out that people can say, oh, I have one of those, and put their name next to it, so you could, I have that, here's my name and number. And then they
Oh.
can contact you, and then you say, okay, yeah, bring it in.
So even if it's not physically here at the library, it would
Oh.
still be among community members? Is
No,
that
no,
what
no,
you
no.
said?
No,
The
you meant
thought-
that
the
they'd be
thought
willing
is
to
that-
donate.
rather than going and buying.
I see, yes.
If you have an
If you put
inventory of things, go ahead and saying, I've got one of these, I've got 3 of these, I don't need 3 of these.
Gotcha, yeah.
Maybe periodically put that on social media.
Yes.
I know, don't quote me,
Wish
but I
list?
think Carrie did put,
Did she?
yeah,
That would be one of those things
And
that
I've
if
been
you
asking for
throw up there every
snowshoes
once in a
for-
while,
2 years now.
Yeah.
Okay,
then it gets in people's heads, take that.
right. I heard they needed,
Yeah.
As long as it's in good condition, you know, we wouldn't wanna like rent, we
Well,
wouldn't
just
wanna
put
loan
that up
out
there.
something that's,
Yeah,
um,
wonky,
yeah. Especially a
a
chainsaw.
sawzall,
Yeah, I was
with
just
a
gonna
loose
say, all you have to
blade.
do is break off
So,
the safety here, or
the
stab
next
this in
thing,
here.
the next chainsaws need to be maintained and
Oiled
sharpened. You don't wanna be loaning out dull chainsaws, it'll just increase the risk, so you'll need to, get
Partner
volunteers.
with True Value and see if they'll give us a
Right.
break on maintaining
On
stuff for us.
some of this stuff, yeah,
And we'll give them credit for it. Break on maintaining
on
stuff for us.
some of this stuff, yeah,
And we'll give them credit for it.
right?
This chainsaw has been
Tools
maintained.
maintained by. Super, okay. Anything else?
Nope, I mean, Upyella Glance was,
Okay.
we had a really good month, that's always nice.
Hey,
We had a really good month, that's always nice.
hey.
Great.
And then any foundation report?
Well, for sure, we have Larry Watson scheduled for October 10th at noon. It's gonna be at the Polish Center again. We met with the Polish Center, everything's staying the same, they're not raising the price on us.
Nice.
It's a nice setting. So we're really excited because we're much further along this year
Yeah,
than we were
sure.
last year.
Who is this then?
Larry Watson, he wrote Montana 1848, it's probably one of his best known. It was made into a movie.
Nice. How is Great Decision?
This Wednesday is the last one. It's
Okay.
rescheduled from when I had to cancel it because
Gotcha.
of the ice
Of the
storm.
ice, yep.
And it's John Katzka doing energy geopolitics. And yeah, it's been good. We've had we've been videotape filming. My husband hates it when I say videotape. We've been videotape filming. My husband hates it when I say videotape. We've been filming, recording all of them for our YouTube channel. And we're
Nice.
getting quite a few views
Oh,
from
good,
them.
good.
We're up to like 56 for Rick Rockamora, who talked about China and the US.
Okay.
Um,
Do you put the links of that? Do you put the links of that on the Facebook and stuff?
Yes, when we have them, yeah, when Sam uploads them to YouTube, he always puts that on Facebook.
Never pops up for me. I always have to
You
seek
might
it out.
you might have to change something in your Facebook settings for the library. That's something I can look into it because
Maybe I need to change
I
it to
also-
my favorite.
yeah.
All right. Terry, Colin report.
We're gonna defer that just because the actual meeting is,
Gotcha.
uh,
You weren't here last month, so would you have given a report last month on,
no.
no,
but,
okay, gotcha.
But I did, there is an ad hoc broadband committee, and they've met a couple already.
Okay,
And committees, for Poland has been something they had made some use of, but not all the time. So this committee's, it's taken some more time for them to get
sure,
broadband. Obviously is the connections, internet connections that carry a lot of information
right,
and a lot of bandwidth. And so that's what they're concentrating on. Out of the things we had standing committees for a while, it's kind of, we had standing committees for a while. It's kind of experimental. Things with this internet-related things were the most, had most people interested, and they also generated the most new subjects to deal with. So that was probably a good move to concentrate on that. Some of the other committees, something new to discuss, and so that wasn't really doing the job we wanted for committees. So
Okay.
And then there's, there'll be some, the next, it's just a committee, the next committee meeting.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to hearing about that then.
Okay.
Alrighty, and then we have, or there is a Buildings and Grounds Committee meeting next week, it looks like, April 6th.
What you gonna talk about?
And we can talk about some of the stuff we talked about at the
Finance meeting?
finance. Priorities.
And then our next meeting is April 24th. Does anyone know now if they have a conflict?
Oh.
Annie?
Good. I make a motion, we adjourn.
I second.
It's Annie and Mike. All in
7:05.
favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed or abstained?
Yep.
Motion carries.